Hello friends, welcome to Research Hub. Today we are going to start the new topic of quantitative aptitude, that is the simple interest and the compound interest. As before going to start this chapter, we will simply understand the application of this chapter. So the simple interest chapter has found different application from competitive exams point of view. While attending SSC, railway and the banking exam, this chapter has the high weightage. Okay, so missing this chapter concept and missing this chapter problems will suffer the high loss to the student. So as before learning this chapter, we will slowly move towards the concept of this chapter, and after that we will learn the problems on it. So before learning this chapter, we will simply understand the concept of interest. What is compound interest, what is simple interest, and how it can be implied on the principal amount. Okay, so for learning this, we will take an example of this boy and girl. Okay, so we will consider this boy and the girl have just passed their 10th exam. They have just passed their 10th exam and have taken the admission to 11th. Okay, so as on the first day of the class, they are fully unknown to each other. Okay, but as the days passed, a boy take an initiative. What did a boy take an initiative to talk to the girl? Okay, so what he did, he asked her for a books, for a pen. Okay, so again as the days pass, they are having the fruitful talk and they are now good friends. Okay, but now to remain their friendship strong and fruitful, what boy need to do? Okay, so he had to indulge girl or the engage girl by paying some interest. Okay, so here interest means paying money, not in real terms, but taking the girl to the cinema, hotels or the show. Okay, so that by spending the time she can find the root of interest in the boy. Okay, but for that he had to pay that interest. Okay, well, that is the example of simple interest. Okay, now we'll simply relate the above example with the practical one example. Okay, as a customer, when we want a loan, or in simple words money for our needs, that is if I have to purchase a car or a house. Okay, so as a borrower we have to maintain the relationship with the bank. Okay, so for maintaining the relationship with the bank, we have to pay certain percentage of interest on the amount which I have borrowed. Okay, so amount which I have borrowed is called as the principal, and we have to pay certain percentage of the interest to the bank. So after doing this process, bank will consider the customer as a trustful one, and in return bank will help whenever the customer is in need of the money. Okay, so but the condition he had to follow, that is he had to pay the interest on the principal. Okay, and in return the amount, that is amount is equals to principal plus interest. Okay, so initially the amount I have borrowed, that is P, and we have to pay the interest as a trustful one to the bank, and the whole sum is called as an amount. Okay, principal interest amount. Okay, so which is applied at a certain rate for a fixed tenure. So this is all about the basic concept of the simple interest. Now the formula which is being generally followed or used for the simple interest, that is equals to P and R upon 100. Okay, where P is equals to principal, N is equals to time period, and R means the rate of interest. Okay, so secondly the formula, that is the basic formula I have discussed, that is amount is equals to principal plus simple interest. Here I have taken short form, that is a simple interest. Now we have to follow the note, that is we have to simply take 100% as the principal. If not given principal, we have to simply take the principal as the 100%. As in profit and loss, we have taken simply 100% as the CP, and in this chapter we have to take 100% as the principal, and then only we are going to process the problem. Okay, so this is about the basic concept of this interest. Now we are slowly moving towards the problem on it. Okay, now we will move towards the first problem. A sum fetch a total simple interest of rupees 4016.25 at a rate of 9 PCPA, that is percent per annum in a year, in 5 years. Okay, what is the sum? Here sum means we have to calculate the principal. Okay, simple interest is given on the sum, that is 4016.25. Rate is given, that is 9 PCPA, and the tenure is given, that is 5 year. So we will simply specify the values. Here I have written I, that is a shortcut of simple interest, N, that is a shortcut for time period, R means the shortcut for rate of interest. Please do understand it. Now you can say me by simply putting the values in the formula as we have learned in the concept, we can get the answer, but we are not using the formula. Okay, we are simply applying the approach that to consider 100% as the principal. Okay, so we will simply consider 100% as the principal. As this first line we understand it, but in the second line I have written NR, that is the time period into rate of interest is equals to simple interest. Okay, so how this come? So to understand this, I will simply write the formula of simple interest, that is PNR upon 100. Whenever I will put the value of P as an 100, so this 100 with this 100 get cancelled, so whatever I will remain with this, that is I is equals to N into R. Okay, so that's why I have written N into R, that is equals to simple interest. Okay, so please do understand it. There is no need to do such calculation. Only in the first stage I have done such a calculation to understand you or to get the familiar with this terminologies. Okay, so we have simply consider 100% as the principal and N into R as the simple interest. After that we have to simply put the values. Okay, here I don't know the value of the principal, that's why I have considered it as an X. After that I will put the value of N, that is 5 year, R, that is 9%, and simple interest I also known, that is given in the problem, that is 4016.25. After doing simply cross multiplication we will get the answer of the principal, that is 8925. Okay, so by doing the calculation by this approach, it takes lesser time for the calculation. Okay, now we will move towards the second problem. A man take a loan from a bank at a rate of 12% per annum. Okay, after 3 years he had to pay rupees 5400 interest only for period. Okay, the principal amount borrowed by him. Okay, so here rate of interest is given, tenure is given, that is 3 years, and the interest is given. Okay, so same problem. So we will simply write the values, that is I is equals to simple interest, that is 5400, tenure, that is 3 year time period, R is equals to rate of interest, that is 12%. So we will simply consider 100% as the principal, and after that N into R, that is simple interest. We will simply put the values of N into R, that is 3 into rate of interest 12. Okay, here we don't know the value of principal, that's why I have considered it as an X. After that the simple interest which is being given in the problem, that is 5400. After doing the cross multiplication we will get the answer of the principal, that is 15,000. Okay, so this is the required answer. Now we will move towards the third problem. A sum of rupees 12,500 amounts to rupees 15,500 in 4 years. What is the rate of interest? So here direct interest is not been given. Here firstly the sum, that is the principal is given, that is 12,500, and the amount is given. Amount means the principal plus interest. Okay, so firstly he had borrowed 12,500 from the bank or any agent. Okay, so after 4 years it amounts to rupees 15,500. Okay, so here we can clearly see the interest is applied on the principal, that is 3,000. Okay, so how we will write this? So here firstly we will specify the value which is being given in the problem, that is P is equals to principal is equals to 12,500. Okay, after that amount, that is 15,500. Now and the time period is specified, that is 4 years. Okay, so we will simply solve by the approach, that is we will consider 100% as a principal, and after that in the previous problem we have considered N into R, that is equals to simple interest, but when we add principal with this simple interest we will get the value, that is amount. Okay, please do understand it. We have considered NR as an simple interest. Okay, but I have specified that the 100% we have to take it as an principal. Okay, so whenever we will do the addition of this 100% plus NR, okay, 100% plus NR, that is principal plus NR means principal plus simple interest. So here I have specified principal plus simple interest, we will get the value of amount. Okay, so all that we have to do the calculation, that is we have to simply apply the formula or the equation, that is 100% equals to 12,500. The value of the principal is been given. After that 100% plus R we have to calculate, that is the rate of interest we have to calculate, and the time period is given, that is of 4 years. Okay, and the amount after 4 years is also been given. Okay, so all that we have to do, that is after doing the cross multiplication we get the equation in the form such that R is equals to 3 lakh by 4 into 12,500. After calculating it we'll get the value of rate of interest, that is 6%. Okay, so this is the required answer. Now I have repeat such a problem only to understand or to suggest you a new method of solving such a problem. You can decide by which method you have to solve the problem. Okay, so firstly the principal is given and the amount is given and the time period is given. Okay, so here principal and amount. Okay, initial principal is 12,500 and the amount after 4 years is 15,500. Okay, so by that we can simply calculate the simple interest for 4 years, that is the 3,000. Initial is 12,500 and after 4 years it amounts to rupees 15,500. So there is a gap of 3,000. So such gap is called as the simple interest. So it counts to be 3,000 for 4 years. So simple interest for 4 years it counts to be 3,000. So for simple interest for 1 year it will be 3,000 divided by 4. Okay, so whenever we calculate the simple interest for 1 year we will get the value of rupees 750. Okay, now only we have to apply this formula, that is rate equals to SI by P. Why I have written here SI by P, that is I have simply misplaced the value. Okay, our formula is PNR upon 100. Okay, here I have written SI by P into 100 means I have taken SI, I have calculated SI for 1 year. Okay, so that's why the value of N will be 1. Okay, so after that we will get the formula for rate is equals to simple interest upon P. After putting the value, that is 750 upon 12,500, we'll get the answer for R equals to 6%. Okay, so till now we have only solved the basic problem. Okay, this question are to be asked in the railway or SSC exam for 1 marks. Okay, but this type of question are being the old pattern. So from the next video we are going to solve the moderate level and the tough level problems. Okay, so if you like the method of solving such a problem, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. And if you want to get access to more such problem, please join us on our Telegram group. Link is provided in the description box. Thank you.